Hey everybody, this is Skeet.
I am Moshin Mikey.
Rock and Roll Roundtable.
Another presentation from our good friends over at Moshman Media.
This week, rock in the movies.
Yeah, this is like not a soundtrack episode. It's not a musicals. It's not even all band movies like about the bands, but it's just music in general in movies. So it can be a wide variety of things. And there's a ton of them out there, but we're going to focus today on actual movies that we've seen. And, because music's a pretty essential part of movies. They kind of intertwine anyway, but a lot of movies are just made about music in some way, shape, or form. Those are the movies I like to gravitate to because they combine two of my things. Two of the things I really like to do. I like to watch movies, but I really like music, so it's perfect fit. We'll just go through some. Skeet's got a list of stuff, and I got a list of stuff, and we might hit each other with one we forgot about, which is always cool. So it's an organic kind of episode today. But you know, for me, a music movie that's revolving around music somehow. My favorite movies to watch are comedies. It's just how it is. I want a little levity in my life. And some people think movies like School of Rock, they kind of, some people thought they were cheesy, stupid. I like School of Rock.
Yep.
And, loosely based on the whole School of Rock that they actually do in these, in cities where they get a group of talented young people together
Now,
and they do songs. I think it's pretty cool.
I thought I thought School of Rock that when they actually used the title of School of Rock didn't start until after that movie come out. Am I wrong?
Maybe it did. It might do, but I'm just saying that well, that's even better if it did that because it's almost like a rock and roll band camp where people go to, but this was for like young gifted musicians to get together
Yes. Okay.
and actually do some cool stuff. And maybe this was 2003 movie, so I don't know if it was around before that. Maybe not. But I don't I'm not a big fan of Jack Black's comedy sometimes, but I thought this movie was pretty well done. That's just me. I want another one that really puts me back in the time machine as far as just the music. It was the soundtrack, but it was the music and time, everything combined was Dazed and Confused. That's still just a great movie, not just
Yeah.
because it's a throwback to my young days, but the music's in it is just incredible. So it was a good movie. Now we've talked about Detroit Rock City.
Yes.
Yeah, the focus of that movie was funny. The music wasn't really the centerpiece, but it was all about going to the Kiss show and
Yep.
the music difference between the people that like Kiss and the disco kids. It
Yeah.
was
Yep.
real life kind of melding out in that movie. So I thought it was great. Now, Almost Famous is just an outstanding flick. But I actually didn't know, and I still really don't, I guess. Was Sweetwater a real band? I don't know. I mean, I know they weren't in the movie, but was there a band called Sweetwater that, Cameron Crowe wrote this movie about? I don't know. Maybe it was about it could have been Led Zeppelin or somebody. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the whole behind the scenes of that, the groupies, the crazies jumping off the house into the pool, the depression of being on the road, and the Tiny Dancer scene in that made the whole movie. It just
Okay.
made the whole movie. Phenomenal movie just in itself. But the fact that it was revolving around music made it even better. So another one that I think imitates life, and people have denied it and all that good stuff. But the similarities between what happened with Judas Priest and Rockstar, man, it's there. It's the same MO. You know, we don't know what happened behind the scenes, but there again, the story, a guy in a tribute band that gets to sing with his
Yeah.
heroes, and the soundtrack again was great, but it was the storyline for me. You got to sing with your heroes. You found out it's not all it's cracked up to be, and you know, you want to do your own thing. You don't want to follow somebody else. It's another phenomenal movie. Now, one I really liked, I don't know if you've seen this one, but it's got Rainn Wilson in it. Dwight Schrute from The Office, as everybody would know. And this movie's called The Rocker. It's about an older guy. He's a
He was
drummer.
a drummer, right?
Yeah,
I don't think I saw that movie, but I wanted to see it. So
yeah, it's
I have
very cool.
not seen that movie.
It's a very cool movie. I mean, I really can't spoil it for you, but he was in a trending famous band, and they for some reason, but whatever, booted him out. He
Okay.
spends 20 years not doing nothing with his life, and then he gets a chance to jam with his little nephew at like a high school thing. So he gets back on the drum kit. It's a good movie. It's a good
Okay.
movie.
Okay.
It's been out about 20 years almost. Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta check that out. Now we'll get into some of the biopics that I mean. There's a few that I've seen that I really like. I think what Joaquin Phoenix did in Walk the Line was very impressive.
Okay. I
Not
did see
only,
that movie. I did see that movie.
I see some of these movies like rock star Mark Wahlberg. I thought he was singing that. He wasn't.
No.
But in Walk the Line, Joaquin Phoenix is singing all the stuff. So that to me was impressive enough.
Yes.
There's been other movies where people actually learned instruments. But in this case, we'll talk about Walk the Line. I mean, just he took over the Johnny Cash persona scary well.
Yeah.
And he did a good job singing. I mean, would love or hate Johnny Cash, but and the other movie I was talking about was That Thing You Do, which was basically about a 60s era where a band would have a one hit wonder.
Yeah.
And, all the drama of a one hit wonder. But they learned how to play, from what I understand anyway, they all learned how to play the instruments to make it look more real.
Okay.
So the guy spent a lot of time learning how to play the drum.
Well, Light of Day. Before we go heavy into the biopics or biopics
Yeah,
or
yeah,
however the
yeah.
fuck you want to call it,
Yeah.
Light of Day was Joan Jett,
Yep.
and she
Michael
taught,
J.
and Michael J. Fox. She made him learn guitar for that because she saw him in Back to the Future faking it, and she was like, "Oh no, 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 no! You're going to learn how to play guitar." So I've known that story for a while. She was like, "Oh no, you're going to learn to play the guitar." So that was another kind of movie that was about a brother and sister rock band, right? Do you
Yeah.
remember Light of Day?
I remember it. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but I didn't know if they were brother or sister, how that worked out. But
But that was a cool little story about that was based on rock and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah.
I figured you were going to throw Kiss Meets the Phantom.
No, no.
No, no, that doesn't count.
No, that movie's so bad, dude. I mean, I watched it because I was in the Kiss Army. I was all that when I was a kid. But no, some movies are just not good movies. Period. Regardless of the music. I mean, if it's
Well,
not a good movie, it's just
and one of my favorites, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. They were in a rock band, so I kind of throw that in there as one of those movies that, yeah, it had a good soundtrack, but they were actually a band.
yeah,
So the Bill and Ted movies kind of count.
yeah. I
I
mean,
I think.
because they're one of the biggest storylines of the whole movie was the Wild Stallion.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, you have to include that as movies, rock in the movies because it's there. Now, I'm a big fan of, I'll get into biopics later. I think we'll
Okay.
save those for last, but
Okay.
I'm into the funny stuff. As I was talking about School of Rock kind of thing. One of the most underrated movies I think is Walk Hard. If
No.
you've never seen Walk Hard, man, the Dewey Cox story, yeah, it's leaning towards like normal Will Ferrell
Parody
kind of stuff,
or
almost too
parody.
much.
You know.
Yeah, but it's hilarious, and it probably happens that way. Back in the day, it probably did happen for some of these people. When rock and roll was just starting out, and he would sing us the weakest song he could, "Take My Hand," and people, devil music, and remember the Beatles? People were thinking they were devil music because their hair was below
Yeah.
their ears.
Yeah.
So yeah, they made fun of it. They did a pun on it, which is fine. That's fine. Now I'm trying to find one that there's a bunch on here that I had never watched. Like, but like the Beatles, I watched the old movies where it was like the more of Hard Day's Night and all that kind. I didn't care for those. I really
Yeah.
did. But when they used Beatles music, I thought the movie Yesterday was fantastic.
I did not see that.
Oh, dude, you got to watch Yesterday. It's about this, and I'll just explain it because
I think I know what it's about. Some guy basically is stealing the Beatles shit, right?
kind of, sort of, he's in a timeline where the Beatles did not exist,
Okay.
but
Okay.
he knew all their songs,
But nobody else did.
but nobody else did.
Okay.
So he was doing covers of the Beatles, and everybody thought it was his stuff. He was getting all the credit for it.
Okay.
Say, but again, it's just he does a fine job. Whoever that actor is, he does a really good job of singing the Beatles stuff.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
like, and across the universe was another Beatles. I enjoyed that. I didn't think I would, but again, it's just it. It's New York in the '60s, and they incorporate Beatles music in it. A lot of it was a very cult hit for a lot of young people that hadn't really listened to the Beatles before. So
Yeah.
that helped them some with that. Star is Born is another one of those. The original A Star is Born is it's just fantastic. It was a fantastic movie.
Chris Christopherson version, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
Barbara Streisand. I mean, that just fit. I don't hate the Bradley Cooper Lady Gaga movie. I just like the original better. And that wasn't even the original. That was a remake of something from the 30s or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So I never saw the original, but I saw the Chris Christoph, because some of the songs Chris Christopherson's character was doing in there stick in my head. It stuck in my head for 50 years. The Go to Hell. That
Yeah.
one where he's singing that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I,
It was a cool song, man.
that was that this A Star Is Born.
Oh, it's fantastic.
No,
You gotta watch it, dude.
I didn't even watch The Rose with Bette Midler.
Oh, fuck you.
No, I
How
did.
do you not
I
watch the
just did not.
Russians?
I didn't watch it. I'm sorry. I mean,
Oh, it's a
she was.
great movie.
I heard it was a great movie, but I'm like, I
It's not
didn't
even the
really.
music part I mean, the music part just adds to it, but the movie itself is fantastic, dude. You gotta get
I
out of that
guess
box.
I
Get
gotta
out of that
fucking.
box.
I gotta go look.
Now, I don't like movies like Easy Rider. They put that in the category. I don't get why that's. I mean, other than Born to Be Wild playing in it.
That's more of a
I mean,
soundtrack. I mean,
yeah, and it's like I don't
you
get
could.
that. It was motorcycle band,
I mean, you could
whatever.
throw fucking Grease in there, Hair in there, but
Yeah,
that's more musicals, and uh,
yeah, that's not what I was talking about today. I
exactly.
was movies that are just yeah, have rock in the center. It kind of revolves around music somehow, somewhere.
And I'm not even bringing up all the fucking the Elvis movies that he
No, we
did
could
through
go
the
all day.
fucking years. Some of
They
them were
were,
cool, some of them were kind of dorky, but it was dated. But they
yeah, they're
guess
supposed to
they
be.
count. Some of them do.
I mean, do you ever watch I Dream of Jeannie now? How bad that is compared, you know, when it was
Well,
fantastic back then watching Barbara Eden in their little
I don't
skimpy outfits
exactly
and all.
fucking watch I Dream of Jeannie for the storyline, okay?
No, that's what I mean. But
Yeah,
back then,
I'm like,
I actually thought it was funny as a kid. Now I'm like, that's just stupid. But whatever. Here's a good one. Now this was a story that's been told in songs and all. Crossroads, man. I remember that. Ralph Macchio, remember that? I thought that was a
yeah,
decent movie. I'm not even a
yeah.
big guitar guy, and I enjoyed that a lot. So it was like that was kind of a very interesting movie for me, and I'm just
That
it
with
wasn't quite as good as I hoped music wise, but it's whatever.
Steve Vai at the end of that makes that fucking movie for any guitar player. If you if you're a guitar player, you watch that movie and you're like, you could sit through all the bullshit fucking drama stuff and the story just to get to the fucking guitar battle at the end, and you're like going, okay, it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. That now some guitar battles in movies are not as like that's a good one. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
And like what about Tenacious D? Did you ever watch that movie?
the pick of
The pick?
destiny.
Yeah, the guitar battle. The state.
Ah, God damn. Uh, Jack Black was so good in School of Rock, and I cannot I'm sorry. I cannot stand Tenacious D.
Oh, I love it. I love
I can't stand
that whole
Tenacious
album.
D. He has got some fucking talent as a singer, and his guitar player's good. They are good musicians, but he is he fucking oversells some of his songs so bad. I'm like,
All of
dude,
them. Yeah.
this is fucking garbage.
Oh, I love it.
I don't. But I like that movie. It was cool. It was silly, stupid, but it was just I'm like, okay, the pick of destiny. I got what he's
Yeah,
trying to do, but as far as them as a band, I don't sit around listening to fucking Tenacious
I,
D.
I I just think some of the songs were funny, like Kickapoo, man. I mean, in the movie, it's even better because Meatloaf is the dad that doesn't want his kid, and this little kid, it looked like Jack Black as a kid. He really fit the part really well,
Yeah.
but that part where his mom, the real religious, his dad, real religious, and he's singing that. Then he comes out and says, I sliced his fucking cockles. And it's like, yeah, it was like fantastic. And the Dio comes to life on his
That
fucking
yeah.
poster.
Yeah.
I mean, shit like that is just what I dug about that. Call me crazy, but I don't really love to go. I don't go out and listen to Tenacious D all the time, but that movie was so. It was just. It was
It's one of those
iconic.
rock movies. It's just like oh fuck. This is Spinal Tap.
Yeah, yeah.
It's funny, and some of the references. If you're in a band, it's one of those movies where you gotta fucking get it if you're in a band because of what they go through and the silly shit. It's it
Yeah,
it's good for that fucking reason. Some of it's kind of stupid, but it's funny.
it's all the time frame, dude. It's
Yeah,
like
you know what I mean. It's
back in the late '70s, early '80s, it was cheese ball everywhere. I mean, people talk about like the modern movies, the Will Ferrells, John C. Riley, how they're so stupid, they're funny. That's kind of what it was with like movies back then. Rock and Roll High School was an atrocious movie.
But it
I
was
did
fucking
not like.
great. It was just fucking great for
Well,
being so bad. For being so bad.
yeah, like Joey Ramone having that singing in PJ Souls' room. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is going
Yeah.
on, man? But the
It's
sound, yeah, the songs were fucking fantastic. Of
yes.
course, it's the Ramones, but yeah, it was like the movie was god awful, but
And
yeah,
I don't think it was a parody. I think they were goofing around and having fun,
yeah,
but
I do
they,
too. But
a serious they actually gave this to them as a serious script. Let's do this movie. Yeah, okay. And it was like, dude, yeah, it's it was bad but great. It's hard to fucking
that's one of the first movies I ever remember seeing where like they'd show people playing like instruments in random areas, like when they showed like the drummer, in the bathroom and
yeah.
shit. And it was kind of cool in that regard, but yeah, the movie's not. It's just not very good. Now, and it's kind of like Pink Floyd from The Wall for me. I don't get that, and it's not really a musical, and it's kind of a weird. The whole movie's too weird. It's a hallucinogenic kind of movie. They say I don't care about that shit. It's just that kind of movie never appealed to me. But as big as it is, like like Sid and Nancy, I did not like the movie. And
I did not watch it. I did not see that one.
I barely knew the Sex Pistols music back then. I mean, I know enough to get me by, but I don't know them enough. So maybe it's a better movie than I think. But and I like SLC Punk. I do remember this movie because I really liked Matthew Lillard. I've liked about everything he's done.
Okay.
Scream, Scooby Doo, the 13 Ghost, all that stuff. And so I've kind of watched this, and this was one of those indie movies with him. And it wasn't a great movie, but it wasn't bad. But it was about him being different in Mormon country, basically. The Mohawk and shit. So it had its message behind it. One of the best, like over the top movies, I guess, would be like Bohemian Rhapsody, but that's a biopic in a way. But I don't know. See, I thought that that's. I'll just skip it because it's not. It's
What?
biopic. It's a
No,
biopic
I
movie.
mean,
So
we need to get into them because
yeah, I know, but like I just
I enjoyed that fucking movie.
I
I
did
did.
too. I don't want to discount the movie, but it was like it was mostly I'd say 75% Freddie Mercury.
Yes.
It's like I wish they would have maybe toned it down on his shit with his girlfriend or whatever, his wife, whatever it was at the end. I didn't want him to get into all that side gay stuff. And I mean, I know it's his life, but why not call it Freddie, Freddie Lives or something? Because it was more about him than Queen, the band. And they took that song, I guess what the gist of what I would understand is that because he pushed for Bohemian Rhapsody so much and doing all the operatic stuff and making them redo it and redo
Yeah.
it, redo it, fighting the record company and doing that. And it became such this massive hit for him. Maybe that's why they focused on Freddie's personality more than Queen.
Well,
Maybe. But the Wembley scene in that made up for any misgivings I have
yes. Yes.
because that guy I always get his name wrong, but man, he plays Freddie Mercury to the. I mean, that was phenomenal. That was a great acting job, and the rest of the guys were good too. But I'm just saying to pull off all the flamboyancy that Freddie had with the teeth. I mean, everything he had it all worked out. So it was great.
Well, if we're gonna dip into this, the fucking Doors movie.
No,
I fucking loved the Doors movie, and Val Kilmer recreated fucking Jim Morrison perfect. He did some of the songs. He sang some of the songs in there.
yeah, that was
So
an interesting choice, but man, it worked out.
yes,
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that good, but it was. Now, some of the biopics, though, I mean, I don't know how close they are to the best. Like The Dirt, is that really like Motley Crue? Did they sign off on that, or is that just
Okay,
exaggerated kind of
so
stuff?
the fucking opening scene in the movie was in the book. Okay,
Okay,
so some of that movie hit on stuff in the book, but they left out some really cool graphic shit that
well, yeah,
you would have had to put an X on the rating for that fucking movie. So
right,
it really, the book had parts that each of the guys in the band had contributed. So it completely, they went for more of the the cool stories, and you know, they went into Vince and the accident more in the book, and that would have been too heavy to really go into a lot. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen it, but they went
yeah,
more with the band and that type of shit, and they highlighted on Nikki's stuff a little bit more in the movie
yeah.
compared to the book.
Well,
So
you got to think the book narrative, and that's how it is in most movies. Because if you put everything in, you might as well make it like a 3 or 4 part movie. Because to show everything. So the condensed version of the book,
yes,
basically.
and it went more, you know, they the part where Vince's daughter died, that got you in the feels, and they
Yeah,
talked about that, but they did. Tommy talked about going to prison, and none of that made the movie because it's not
yeah.
sensational enough.
Right. Yeah. You got to. I mean, you
So
got to pick and choose. You really do
yeah,
in
so
a
there's
movie
a
setting.
lot more to the fucking book that they did not get in the movie, but it was a decent adaptation. So a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff that
Sure.
they did talk about in the book did make it in the movie, but there's a lot that you miss. There's so much more that you miss.
Yeah. To tell you the truth, biopics and all that, they're hit and miss. Like the Bob Dylan show, everyone's talking about the Bob Dylan movie that come out a couple of years ago, whatever, how great this guy played Bob Dylan. I just couldn't hold my interest because I wasn't a Bob Dylan fan. But I tried to watch it, and I made it almost all the way through. But it's like I didn't care about Joni Mitchell and all those folk singers and stuff. That I just didn't. It didn't grab me enough. I even watched the Bruce Springsteen show. The last this it came out uh, a couple
Hold
months
on.
ago. I don't know, a few months ago. Well, I can't remember the name of it. Maybe you
Deliver
could
Me
pull it up.
from Nowhere was 2025.
Yeah. Now I like Jeremy Allen White a lot as an actor from the Bear and Shameless and all that stuff, but he did a great job as far as looking the part and sounding like Bruce when he was singing. He had that part down. But and the movie was weirdly interesting because I'm not a giant Bruce Springsteen fan, but the Nebraska album, it made me want to go listen to that just to see because he recorded that literally in a room with a 4 track or whatever it was, and he wouldn't let the record company do it in the studio.
Okay.
It was like his deepest, darkest part of his life, and it explains that pretty well. But that's all it really does in the movie. It talks about making Nebraska and going into the Born in the USA album. And,
Okay.
and it was like a short period of his life, and that's it.
Okay.
So it was good, decent movie, but it was like, it really wasn't what it was advertised to be,
Okay.
whatever.
Well,
So
I mean, did you watch The Runaways? Did you like The
yeah,
Runaways?
yes, I- it was okay. I didn't jump up and down, but care for. I didn't really care for it. I mean, it was like okay. It didn't waste my time to watch it, but I was like, it's all right.
I liked it. but I feel it was kind of, they focused on certain people in it a little bit more than the others, because I would have liked to gotten a
Yeah.
well-rounded story. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
more of a band instead of the two out front,
Yeah,
two or three out front, whatever it was. And some movies are like that. Like I don't really care. I only knew a couple Jerry Lee Lewis songs, but the Great Balls of Fire movie back then, I thought Dennis Quaid was like Jerry Lee, and his twin. He did
yeah,
such a good job of
yes,
doing that movie. And it's the same for me, as people are going to laugh because of how he is now. But Gary Busey doing Buddy Holly was
yeah,
fucking outrageous good. I mean, that was almost perfect casting. He
yeah,
had the look, he had everything, maybe a little goofier looking than the real Buddy Holly, but it's like that movie was like a long time ago, early 80s, and I
yeah,
still love that movie. So yeah, and La Bamba was the same way. And not
yes,
a big Richie
yes,
Valens fan, but it was so sad, at the ending made you gets to you because
yeah,
what could he have done? What could Buddy Holly have done? Even the Big Bopper, what could they have done? It's sad to how it went out like that. Now, one you talked about not liking, and I only seen clips. I didn't see the movie, so you telling me that Rocket Man was not very good.
I did not fucking care. I watched it. I watched the whole fucking Rocket Man,
I haven't
and
seen that one yet.
I fucking loved 70s Elton John. I loved all his fucking music, that whole fucking period. I didn't mind his 80s stuff, but he went more poppy.
Yeah, yeah.
And Candle in the Wind, and then then he turned into like a fucking ballad guy, and I'm like, I respect him as a fucking artist. I mean, he's funny. He's funny as fuck. So
Yeah, yeah. It's good.
I like Elton John and his career, even though I didn't follow his career later because it was more soft. It's just I lost interest. But
Yeah,
the movie I just don't think it was fucking good. I don't. I it just too
yeah.
many musical scenes that the people fucking doing shit. It's like I want to know about Elton John. I don't. I don't want this fucking musical fucking production. I want to know about Elton John. So that's why
Right.
I was more disappointed with that, because I was actually wanting almost a Bohemian Rhapsody type deal, because
For
it's Elton
him.
John. You
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
to worry about the rest of the band. You can,
Yeah.
you got an opportunity, and
Well, did they at least hit on the Bernie Taupin relationship in the movie? I
yeah,
mean, because I
yeah.
say that's pretty important. I mean, Bernie is a
Well,
pretty
and
important guy.
the thing that disappoints me is that Taron Egerton spent time with Elton John to get to know him. Actually, spent time with him. I
Yeah.
saw a little bit of that. So to kind of get his mannerisms and stuff like that. So I was just disappointed on how they did the fucking movie.
Mhm. Yeah, I have that. Yeah, I mean, like I
I
said,
would have
hit,
liked I
hit
would have
miss
liked
look.
a more straight dramatic story about Elton John than this fucking some of the bullshit. You would have to watch it, and you're gonna go, what a missed fucking
Yeah,
opportunity. What a missed opportunity. That's all.
probably. See, now sometimes I think it's better to have the fake bands. Like if Sweetwater is not a real band, and that kind of thing. But Airheads and stuff like that was stupid. But some of these, like Eddie and the Cruisers, I mean, that movie's both of them were fucking great, and it was centered around, and it wasn't, the Beaver Brown band or whatever it was had some good songs.
Yeah,
So it was a great prelude, but the movie itself was good. Even the second one I thought was good. A lot of people hated it. I thought it was really good, but I like movies like that will surprise you and be better than you expect. Also, like Empire Records. high fidelity,
Yeah,
stuff like that, where it's like set in a record store or a record company. You're
yeah.
still hearing some good music, but you're also seeing other sides of music.
I love both
I
those
think it's great.
movies. I do. I love
Yeah.
both those movies. So, you know, the one list, so I had Grok give me a list of 25 biopics, biopics,
Yeah.
however you want to pronounce it.
Biopics. Yeah. Yeah.
And uh, the one that I didn't know was out there that I actually kind of want to fucking see now is the fucking Back to Black from 2024 about Amy Winehouse.
You know what? I seen something about that, but I didn't know it actually came out. I mean, I who plays Amy Winehouse? Does it show? I
Marissa
mean,
Marissa Abuela or Abela
hmm.
Abela.
Oh, I'll have to check that because
So
yeah, that's an interesting story. I'd like to hear about that.
and I'm late to the game on Amy Winehouse. I am, but she's got
Yeah.
some fucking great vocals, dude. I'm like, I fucking miss this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get hung up on Rehab, the song. And I think Back to Black was it's like jazzy. I mean, she was super talented, man. It's just one of them things, sad 27 Club and all that. But yeah, I thought she would have been a mega star. It just couldn't
I
keep it
mean,
together.
she's not technically rock, but she
I don't
is.
care. I like music. If it's good music, I don't care if it's rock or not.
So
But
I'm fucking disappointed that I didn't catch that one. Uh, I guess I should have fucking watched Jersey Boys for Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Did you watch that one?
no, no, I seen it broadcasted, and I knew it was a musical going around, but I mean, it was like on a play or whatever, a music,
Yeah.
but I didn't know the movie. I never watched the movie. No, I
So
didn't.
that was from 2014. I'm kind of kicking myself for not catching that one. Uh, there's a Jimi Hendrix movie. All is by my side.
Yeah, I heard of that too. But I mean, I just think when somebody's been dead as long as Jimmy, it's going to be hard to get an accurate representation unless somebody that was around him was involved in that. It's one of them things.
It's from
I've
2013. I just can't believe that I did not.
Well, a lot of these are lower grade production movies. It's just like I seen one for CBGBs. It just came up on one of those like Tubi or whatever.
I
That was
watched that one.
interesting.
I
Yeah,
watched
that
that one.
was
Yeah.
interesting. You would think a place like that would have all that history, but boy, it has shit ton of
Yes.
history.
Yeah.
And now some of the stinkers I watched, I know it's considered musical or whatever, but like who decided to do Rock of Ages? Who decided to do that? I mean, Tom Cruise, I got to give him credit for trying.
It's a fucking
But
musical though, dude.
I
It's
know, but
technically a musical.
I'm just saying, what kind of thought process would get you to do
Okay.
all that with
All right.
modern music?
You ready? You want to know what it is? They're
Yeah.
cashing in on fucking Generation X. They
Oh
took
yeah, I'm sure.
they took the fucking songs that we listened to in that fucking time period and said, "Let's do a fucking movie that's got Pour Some Sugar on Me and all these other
Don't
fucking
stop
songs
believing, and
and
yeah, it's just.
let's cash in on fucking Gen X." That's all
But
that fucking movie was.
I
And
can't.
I
I mean,
never
I'm glad
watched it.
I
I was
didn't
like, this is
pay.
stupid.
I didn't pay to watch it. Thank God, because I would have been pissed. Because it's just bad, dude. It was bad all over the place. And some movies are like that. You really would think that with that music, put the right people in there to play in that movie, it's probably good. Tom Cruise, I give him all the credit. He at least tried to play the part, but he probably felt stupid. I'm sure he did, but he's thinking, oh, stupid all the way to the bank. That's all you
Yeah.
can say about that stuff. I mean, there's some movies that are just not good.
Okay.
Whether or not they got a great soundtrack or not or whatever.
Let me ask you Elvis 2022 or the Elvis with oh shit, I fucking forgot his name.
I don't know. I'm
The
trying to think of. I'm trying to think of the difference between them. There, I know who you're. I know what you're saying.
You know
I
who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I liked the when the first Elvis movie came out. The second movie, this kid's getting all kind of accolades about it, but I didn't see it. I can't say that I seen it. So it's like the first Elvis remake was the way not too long back, but a decade or so. I liked it when it came out, but
Kurt
this other
Russell.
one
Kurt
I didn't watch.
Russell. It took me a
Kurt
minute.
Russell,
Kurt
yeah.
Russell did Elvis back in the fucking day.
Oh no, I didn't. That's something I completed. There was another movie that had like a young kid playing Elvis. Kurt Russell, and it wasn't that just him and Nick Cage doing 3,000 miles to Graceland or something.
No, 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 no,
What?
no, no, no.
Oh, I didn't know he actually played Elvis. I
I
didn't
think
know that.
Kurt Russell played fucking Elvis.
Oh, I know there's a movie where him and Nicolas Cage are impersonators, and they go to something about going to Graceland. I only seen parts of that movie, but it's
I think
whatever.
this was back like not too fucking long after Elvis died.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I might have missed that one then. Yeah, I might have missed that one.
And that's kind of crazy because I figured your mom would have probably watched that.
She probably, if she would have known about it, she probably would have. But
Yeah.
I didn't catch it. I mean, yeah, there's so many movies about music centered around music. I mean, we're not even counting the musicals and the just the killer soundtrack stuff because we've talked about them. But man, it's just how this proves how important music is universally. Because if you don't have a decent soundtrack or a score, or if the movie's about music, you still got to have music in the background because, or it's got to be about somebody that makes great music, or it's not going to be a good movie. So it goes hand in hand, and it depends on whatever you like. You're going to like the movies. Like I like some movies just because. Coal Miner's Daughter. I don't care that it's not about rock music. That was a good movie. That was a phenomenal movie. And Loretta Lynn's a stud for country music. She just
Yeah.
was. You
Yeah.
know, there's some movies that you just got to own it and say I know they're country, but they were still badass for their genre, for their music. So yeah, you're gonna have that. But that's all I got really on my list. I mean, there's a million more, but I just randomly had 50 or 60 on the list there. So movies, get out, watch them. If they're about music, sure you'll dig it for the most part.
All right. Well, I guess it's time to go have some popcorn and get caught up on a couple of these movies.
Yeah, I got to check a couple out that I've missed. I'll dig them up on one of the channels up there.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I might give that fucking Amy Winehouse a roll and
Yeah,
check that
I'd
out.
tell me. Yeah, I might have to do that myself, or let you tell me how it is first. I'll let you be the guinea pig, and then
Ah, thanks.
if it's any good, then I'm not going to sit through Rocket Man now. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. I'm not going
Oh,
to do
come on.
that.
If I gotta sit through
No.
this, you gotta fucking sit through it.
Well, then you got to sit through Road to Nowhere, the
Oh.
Bruce Springsteen, because at least that's a good
Oh.
one.
All right. All right. This is Skeet.
I am Mosh and Mikey.
See ya.
Peace out.